My mother taught me that there was nothing more important than going to school and going on time and doing your homework. So even when we're doing something that's really special, if it's school, they don't miss school. And they have to get up, set their alarms, get their own breakfast, make up their beds, put on their clothes, and get to school on time. Today, my oldest daughter had to be out of the house by 6:30. She had to wake up on her own at 5:45. And she did. And to me, that's the kind of practice that I have them doing to get ready for college, right? I tell my kids, all that I'm teaching you in terms of this discipline is not because I care whether they make their beds, for example. It's because I know when it's time for them to go to college, that they have to have that discipline of knowing what it feels like to get up at 5:45 in the morning when you don't want to and you're tired, but you have to get to class or you have to get something done. Teaching them responsibility, because responsibility is something you practice. No matter what, it's like everything else. You're not going to wake up and just be happy about getting up at 5:45. No one is. I don't like getting up that early. But I get up because I have to, and it's a part of being responsible. So I really do. My husband and I, we make sure that they live a very normal life because I'm concerned about them being able to live a life outside, away from me. I don't want them to be so dependent. So we tried to have a normal life, as normal as we can. What I want you all to know is that, and I say this a lot, that there is no magic to being here. You know, when I introduce myself, I try not to start with the First Lady. I was joking when I came here. But what I want people to know is that I grew up, my parents were working class people. My father was a city worker. My mother stayed at home until I went to high school. I have an older brother. We didn't have a lot of money. We lived on the south side of Chicago. I lived in the same house that my mother still lives in now, although she's with us, but my same bedroom with the same stuff on the wall. I went to public school in Chicago. I went to one of the better public schools, but my parents couldn't afford to send me to, private schools. And if I were to point to anything that was different, it was the fact that I had somebody around me who helped me understand early on that hard work, discipline, and the choices that I made in life were really the only things that defined me. Getting good grades was always important to me, and it wasn't because my parents were hounding me or that they had the expectation. It was something that I wanted for myself. I wanted an A. I wanted to be smart. I wanted to be the person who had the right answer. And I didn't care whether it was cool, because I remember there were kids around my neighborhood who would say, "Oh, you talk funny. You talk like a white girl." I heard that growing up my whole life. I was like, I don't even know what that means, but you know what? I'm still getting my A.